Coming up, the former Leslie County Sheriff's deputy accused of murder took the stand today in Clay County to tell the jury his side of the story. And more money is headed to Ukraine. What it will be used for coming up.
And sick of the rain yet? Well, more is on the way. Your first alert forecast coming up as Mountain News First at 4 continues.
Mountain News First at 4 continues.
A jury was back in court for the third day of court proceedings in a Leslie County murder today. Police say the defendant, Jeremy Lewis, is a former Leslie County Sheriff's officer. He is accused of killing Tyler North in 2018 in Leslie County, but his trial is currently happening in Clay County. Today, Lewis told members of the jury what he says happened in 2018. Lewis is charged with murder, tampering with physical evidence, and abuse of a corpse. Texas officials say the Pelican Island Bridge in Galveston is closed to all vehicular traffic after a barge hit the bridge. Officials say the collision happened this morning, but no injuries have been reported. Officials say the collision resulted in an oil spill in the bay, and the U.S. Coast Guard responded to determine the extent of the spill as well as initiate the containment and cleanup process. Pelican Island is home to Texas A&M University at Galveston. A hearing by the House Transportation Committee concerning on the ongoing investigation into the collision of Dolly with the Francis Scott Key Bridge included testimony from several official witnesses. A preliminary report released by the National Transportation Safety Board found in a span of less than 12 hours, the ship experienced 4 blackouts before colliding with the central truss spans of the Francis Scott Key Bridge on March 26th.
Well, this copy and paste forecast continues for the middle of this week. We're tracking some more rain showers, some more cloudy weather, also some below average temperatures. Let's go to First Alert Pinpoint Doppler this afternoon, and we are not tracking any severe weather issues, but we are watching out for some heavier downpours in some areas. Zooming into the Big Sandy Valley from Pike County, pushing into Mingo, also Logan counties over in West Virginia. Some more light showers close to West Liberty, over in Morgan County, also for Elliott County, and a heavier shower not too far away from Paintsville over in Johnson County at this hour. Some more light to moderate showers close to the I-75 corridor from Pulaski County, pushing into Laurel, also Whitley counties at this hour. And some more spotty showers from Harlan County, pushing into parts of Perry, Knott, and Letcher counties at this hour. This is all thanks to an area of low pressure that continues to sit and spin over Kentucky. That will bring some more wet weather into this evening. But once this system passes, a little bit of some drier air begins to filter in by tonight. Also on Thursday, not completely dry, but the rain coverage not as widespread tomorrow. Most of us right now in the upper 60s to lower 70s, and we stay mild into this evening as we see some more middle to upper 60s. A few more off and on showers are possible, but again, some slightly drier weather is on the way by tomorrow. Those details coming up in just a few minutes. Olivia?
Cameron, thank you. Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced another $2 billion in military aid for Ukraine as Russian troops continue an offensive in the Kharkiv region. CBS's Leah Mishkin reports from London.
Windows blown out, debris scattered on the ground. Russian forces push forward as Ukraine amps up defense. It is too early to draw conclusions, but the situation is under control, Zelensky said. During his nightly address Tuesday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky called on allies to accelerate the shipment of supplies. Last month, Congress passed a $61 billion aid package. Everything is quite tense, but we have reinforced the areas, Zelensky said. He also announced he's postponing all upcoming foreign trips. Russian President Vladimir Putin praised his troops for the surprise ground defense launched last week. Almost 8,000 local people have been forced from their homes. On Wednesday, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said the United States was rushing ammunition and weapons to the front lines.
We will continue to back Ukraine with the equipment that it needs to succeed, that it needs to win.
Blinken laid a wreath at the Wall of Remembrance on day 2 of his visit to Kyiv. He also toured a grain facility and praised Ukraine.
Before 2022,
Ukraine to be one of the breadbaskets of the world, and now it remains that, but only because of that incredible adaptation.
Blinken, an avid musician, also attempted to show solidarity at a Kyiv bar, performing Rockin' in the Free World with a Ukrainian band. Leah Mishkin, CBS News.
A suspect was detained today following the shooting of Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico. In still photographs from the scene, a man with a bloodied head is surrounded by law enforcement, while another still shows the same man being restrained. An ambulance is pictured in one image, believed to be carrying a severely injured Fico. The Prime Minister suffered life-threatening injuries when he was shot and wounded in what his office is calling an attempted assassination. World leaders posted messages of support for Fico to social media today. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said he was shocked and appalled. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky expressed his solidarity and said violence should not be the norm in any country. Prime Minister of the Netherlands, Mark Rutte, wished Fico strength, and Prime Minister of Romania, Marcel Ciolacu, said such extreme acts have no justification. There is outrage and grief in France following shocking attack on a prison transport van. Armed men ambushed a convoy carrying a suspected drug lord. 2 officers were killed and 3 others wounded. Now there's a nationwide search for the killers and the man they helped to escape. Charlie DeGata has the story.
Grainy footage shows a small SUV ram head-on into the lead prison van. Behind it, a second prison van meant to be the escort. Masked, heavily armed gunmen emerge, automatic weapons drawn. Other attackers close in and begin to open fire. Terrified witnesses in a passing bus get low as shots ring out. A passenger is heard whispering, "Is that the police? What is it?" Another answers, "It's not the police." After a hail of gunfire, the attackers grabbed the fugitive, thought to be the man seen here in the white sneakers. A suspected international drug boss known as The Fly. Real name 30-year-old Mohammed Amra, who'd only been convicted of aggravated robbery, but also charged with kidnapping that led to death. They were seen torching their own vehicle before escaping in a getaway car. 2 prison officers shot dead at point-blank range. Their widows left behind, one with small children, another one expecting their first child. A massive manhunt is now underway, with nearly 500 security forces deployed to hunt them down. Charlie D'Agata, CBS News, London.
Coming up, as First at 4 continues, with schools letting out for summer, some folks are working on plans to ensure students will not go hungry.
Plus, we are tracking some more showers this evening, but some drier air is on the way by tonight. Your forecast after this break.